Click Connect, special Friday night audit. Stay tuned. Craig Sullivan, you have got the most amazing shirt I've ever seen in my life. What is that all about?
Hey, that's promoting our other show, 3 Minute Thursday.
Holy shit, dude. What have we done? The mistakes that we're making right now, unbelievable.
We're going to haunt us for years. Are you kidding?
Craig Sullivan, it's so great to see you. Oh my goodness, what a whirlwind. This week I'm in this like weird haze because I ate so much barbecue in Memphis that I'm a little oogie boogie, dizzy busy. Then I saw a little Leonard Skinner last night and some ZZ Top. So I'm totally confused, bro. I need some help and I don't know what time it is.
I think you have purple haze running around your brain. I think that's it. Come on. It's time for an audit, brother.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit. That is Craig Sullivan. I'm Glenn Hausman. It's Friday. Time for a little happy hour fun. It's so great to see you all here today, particularly you, Craig. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. You know, it's been a wonderful week. The sun's shining. The birds are chirping. The water temperature is about 70 plus right now. Hey, can't complain. It's all good.
Today was a beautiful sunshiny day. I will tell you, one of the best, which made it really sad that I was inside doing conference calls and looking out. I felt like one of those kids in the afternoon school specials who weren't allowed outside, and they just had to look from the corner of the window and see all the kids outside having fun. You know?
You got to use that pool while you can, bro.
Oh, I know. I'm hoping to do it tomorrow, but tomorrow is moving day to get my other son into an apartment and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, lots to talk about. Oh, God. Woo. We've got quite the show for you today. Not only will I be able to tell you about the plans to move my son into an apartment, but we will be talking about ZZ Top, Leonard Skinner, and I'm really excited because we've got a great guest today that I just want to.
But before you do that, Glenn, it's time for your box of phones and power accessories.
Oh,
so you've already gotten two flip phones.
We really should have created a graphic for an opening.
Look what you got this time.
Like that.
You got a power cord.
Oh,
there you go. Now it's got an old school type of plug. I don't know what the hell that goes to, but I'm sure you're getting caught up on your old tech so that maybe you can move it to 21st. Yeah, that could be. Well, congratulations. That's in the mail to you as well.
Oh my God. And I want to thank Craig for propping up the government through needless USPS charges over there.
Yeah, but they really love putting those stickers on there. It says battery, fire hazard.
That is true. All right. I'm glad that you said fire hazard because there's a guy here today who hopefully is going to teach me how not to be a fire hazard, particularly around the barbecue pits over there. As I futilely try to want to become a pit master one day over here. But I just came back from Memphis, and I'm really excited because I was over at the Southern Lodging Summit put together by the Metropolitan Memphis Hotel and Lodging Association, and their president and CEO, for some reason, wants to be on this show. So here he is, Wayne Tabor. How are you, Wayne?
Hey. I'm doing great. How you all doing?
Good. I'm really excited to see you. I had such a great time with you in Memphis. I want to talk all about it, but I got to tell you, Wayne, all this gabbing I've been doing here for 5 minutes made me thirsty, so we have to do this. It's cocktail time, but it'd be rude if we didn't bring in Dr. Producer Suzanne, who's hanging out for a little while with us today.
Nice to see
yeah.
you.
So Wayne, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I'm drinking a little glass of Pinot Noir, and
nice.
It's not a little glass. Actually, it's the rest of a bottle that my wife was sipping on last night. But I did bring
she had a thimble
bring
full.
a spare bottle up with me.
Nice, love that.
And Chris, it's a Napa Valley, so I thought I'd get a good California wine in there. So
there you go. We love it that you're spending your money in the Golden State. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
And for backup, I've got a beer here. It's a beer that Sierra Nevada brews. It's an IPA. My son works for them, so he was a little irritated that I wouldn't drinking that this afternoon. So I brought that along with me.
Hey, gotta support the family.
I really like that. That's you got to do these things for your kids, and I'm supporting my family by helping to pack up the car to send one of them back to college tomorrow. So I'll be doing that tonight. Also, Craig, last week we had to go out to dinner for when the other one was going away, but right. I thought we were going to go out to dinner tonight because I don't cook on Fridays, right? But I did this week, so we made some spaghetti and meatballs. So Mom's coming over, and we're gonna have a big Italian feast for Shabbat.
Did you make garlic bread too?
Yeah, I made the garlic bread.
Okay,
it's already going to the broiler.
All right, you didn't buy the store bought that,
Yeah. Oh, Wayne, you showed up just before we went live, so I forgot to tell you. We talk too much. You have to cut us off. So just
jump right in.
Talking
jump in there.
and we'll shut up, right? Because
no, they won't. What are you kidding? Don't lie.
Don't tell him that. Don't intimidate him, Suzanne.
Yeah. My silence told me that I could do it if I applied myself. Yeah, sorry, Wayne. Go for it.
I've been watching the show for a couple of years now, and so I kind of.
Oh my God! Wow.
So I kind of see how people, jump in and interrupt you to get their word in or two. So, so I've got some notes. So anyway.
So Wayne, did you go have barbecue with Glenn when he was in your fair city?
I did. We had lunch at the Rendezvous, the world famous Rendezvous restaurant, which is located downtown Memphis in the basement of a building, and I had to pull Glenn out of the barbecue pits a couple of times, but we went there and had a great luncheon and ribs and pulled pork and had a great
time. This sounds like a very challenging
experience. I would have paid you in US dollars to tape him eating barbecued ribs in a basement and trying to get him out of there. That's like a new sitcom on CBS.
It was actually, it didn't really go that way. I was in the basement, but my ankle was tied to a pole and the barbecue was just out of reach. So
thank God. I thought you were going to say you were pole dancing.
But they wouldn't. Yeah, it was torture.
Thank God you were tied. I really thought you were going to say you were pole dancing.
No.
Why are you wearing a steakhouse shirt if you were eating barbecue?
Because I didn't have. Because as I was getting ready for the show tonight, I'm like, "Fuck! I should have got a Rendezvous shirt for when we were over there, and then I'd be wearing it." So I'm like, "What's the best thing I could do?" Oh, I guess a 1980s movie with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd going to a steakhouse shirt. So.
There you go. Thank you for cluing us all in on that. All I say it's a good thing that producer David isn't here because he wouldn't know that either.
Baby Dave.
So I have my barbecue shirt on. I have a barbecue team shirt. You see that logo right there?
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
I wore my barbecue
a pig with a cigar. Here. I love it.
Yeah.
And I brought the cigar. So.
Nice. I love it. So, Wayne, I titled today's episode, We Get Schooled on Barbecue. So I'm very excited to talk about the barbecue and the team and all that kind of cool stuff because all of it really fascinates me. But before we do that, I just want to get people to get to know you just a little bit. How did you get to be, president of the Metropolitan Memphis Hotel and Lodging Association? And what's that kind of job like for a guy like you? Because it seems like it's a pretty close-knit community down there.
Well, I must have done something where I can't get out of Memphis, because I can't. I've been a career hotelier, and started, when I was 15, 16 years old, working for my dad in a Holiday Inn in Indiana. Eventually ended up moving around to different areas, but I ended up in Memphis in 95, 96, running the Holiday Inn downtown Memphis, across the street from the Peabody, right behind the Rendezvous.
No way.
And,
wow.
Yeah.
Wait, my room looked at that Holiday Inn from the Peabody.
Right.
Yeah,
that was it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I was there for 22 years. And for 10 of those years, I was a volunteer president of the Hotel Association.
Mm-hmm.
We got just a lot of things going on. A lot of our hoteliers have been there for years and years. And I survived about 3 different owners. And the 4th owner, I wasn't so sure I could survive with that person. Right. So I started looking around, and my guys said, "Hey, why don't you just do this full time, and we'll see what we can come up with a package." And that was 7 years ago, and I'm still doing it. So
that's freaking awesome.
But, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So. Now, of late, I mean, Memphis has been on fire. You've got a lot of new development, a lot of new ownership in the area. How has that impacted everything? How has it changed?
Well, the rooms, when I first came downtown Memphis, there were 1,200 hotel rooms in the downtown area. Now there's 3,200 in downtown Memphis. We renovated the convention center a couple of years ago. Spent $220 million on it. It's a fabulous convention center. As Glenn was there, but it's not the biggest in the area. But I tell everybody, within a 500-mile radius, you can't get a better convention package than what we have there.
Well, I thought the Renaissance Center was great, and there was a huge FedEx Pilots event going on over there too, which I thought was pretty cool. So you don't really think about all these massive companies, the type of events they have, and of course, there's got to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pilots, right?
Yeah.
So, Glenn, question from Amy, and I know you.
Well, the week before you got
What's that? What's that, Wayne?
Oh no! Did he freeze?
The week before you got here, we had Elvis Week.
Oh no!
And then we had the St. Jude FedEx golf tournament, which was fabulous. So right back to back, and I had our conference on to the back of that. Of course, we were probably brought the fewest people to town, but when I'm talking to people, I say, well, we had Elvis Week, the golf tournament, and then we had the Southern Lodging Summit. So
Hey, listen, if Elvis was around here, I would do the same.
Well, come on, Glenn, you do a greater Elvis impersonation. Just go get into that jumpsuit and let's see you jump out there with that bat cape on.
He's actually just referring to my impersonation of Elvis eating ribs. That's about the closest I could get to anything Elvis ever did. All right, so I know super busy. Suzanne's got to go in a minute, so let's get that question back up real quick. Amy is asking, are the Ducks still at the Peabody Hotel? Not only are they, but what was really cool at the Southern Lodging Summit, the icon and keynoter Paul Novak became a duck master over there, right, Wayne?
That's right. I think he had a great time doing it. I think he wants to come back and do it some more.
Yeah, he did. And Amy, check out an interview I'm going to drop next week with Doug Brown, the president over at the Peabody. And I'm like, yo, how do we do this? I got to be a duck master. And he talked all about these duck master packages and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, it comes with the souvenir
cake. Stop cooking Peking duck, and that'll probably help you.
Well, we did that a couple of times this summer. Let me tell you, it was the weirdest thing because you've got to hang the duck on a hook for a while. So they took our outdoor fridge and did that, and you go to open the fridge, you forget the duck's in there, and you're like,
So fun fact, I used to work for the Peabody Hotel Company, but not a Peabody property. I was up in Massachusetts, but I started my love of hotels actually in the Peabody Orlando when I used to come down to Florida. My grandmother would take me to be able to see the duck show, the duck walk, and experience it. So I feel like, Glenn, if that is something you get the opportunity to do, because I am the best producer that's out there, I have to be your assistant to go.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I would love that. Would be that would be really important. I agree. I had such a great time in Memphis, Wayne. It's great. And that the city's got so much to it that I really love. You know, great food, great music. That's why I call myself Memphis Blues G, because you know, I'm sad that I'm not there, and I also love blues music. You know,
yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right, crew. I don't mean to be, you know, busy, super me.
I
will let you all have fun, and I'm going to go get the real drinks now at my event. Now that I can go drive.
All right, have fun, SBS.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
She's great. She's wonderful.
Yeah, we love Dr. Producer Suzanne. So wait, so how'd you so you're on a barbecue team. How cool is that? How did that come up? How did that come about?
Well, a friend of mine that owns a restaurant on Beale Street, Silky O'Sullivan's. Did you visit there?
Ooh, yeah.
No, if I know your friend owned it, I would have gone there. But I did go to Flying Fish across the street. And the good folks at Choice Hotels invited me to a dinner over at Flight, which was excellent, which I could talk about later. But please continue, Wayne.
So we got to talking one night over some cocktails, and he sells ribs in his restaurant, and we decided that we would put a barbecue team together. This was about 20 years ago, and we started cooking in our annual world championship that we have here. The Memphis in May World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest is here in Memphis. So we didn't know, we really didn't know what we were doing. And we went in there and drew a big crowd, had a bunch of people at our booth, had a great time, but we ended up in the bottom half of everybody cooking. So we decided that we needed to get a little serious about it. And we've been doing it now for, this will be our, I think 21st year coming up this May. So
Glenn's heard me talk about Memphis in May, and it's one of the best food, drinking experiences and music, everything rolled into one. I don't know if Glenn remembers Mitch McFarland. He used to be.
I don't remember last Friday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But Mitch McFarland used to be a franchise salesperson, and he's the one that got me to go down there. And it just Memphis in May, one of the best. If you like to eat and drink, and you like great music, you're gonna love being in Memphis in May.
Yeah, sadly, I hate
Memphis in May is Memphis in May is the largest room night demand generator we have in Memphis. I mean, there's nothing else that demands.
I don't think that's true. I looked at the latest numbers, and it was Southern Lodging Summit, then Memphis in May, then Elvis Week. So,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, those are the new numbers. Yeah,
he's humble. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I like those new numbers. Those are looking good.
Yeah, so you're saying, Wayne, go on.
Well, anyway, so we got started, and we the first year we just had fun and had a great time. A lot of people over. Then it gets very expensive to compete in one of those, and we just kept doing it for a few years. And actually, I got my sons involved in it and friends. I've got friends. You met my ex-boss that was here. I think I pointed him out to you. He's on my barbecue. After he retired, he came over, joined our team.
Yeah, you told me about how he does not like taking orders from you now.
No, he doesn't.
What is your team's specialty? Is it ribs? Is it pork belly? Is it a brisket? What is what is the number one dish that your team makes?
Well, ribs would be what we concentrate on, and we try to focus on doing a good rib, and it takes a lot of work. We've come in as high as 4th place in Memphis in May, and let me just tell you, there's up to 250 teams sometimes that are in.
There's a lot of competition.
Wow.
Yeah, and most of them are in ribs. Pulled pork or pork shoulder is another one that we're pretty good on. My specialty, is chicken. I do a chicken deal, and we've won a couple of those, and we usually place in chicken, but it's pretty easy to do chicken. So,
well,
so I get to do that.
Have you ever seen Glenn eat chicken?
I have not.
It's not a pretty sight, and the only thing I will say is be careful of your fingers. Okay, you don't want to come back like that or that.
I'm not allowed to say much about it. Only that 14 state attorney generals have gotten together to try to prevent me from eating. I know it's not. That's all I can say at this time. The team is trying to, get me. Wants me to back to having a chicken free for all.
Wayne, what type of rub do you do? That's got to be your own formula. Is it wet? Is it dry? Is it both?
It's both now, but we don't. We mostly dry rub. If you put your sauce, your wet sauce with your entry, then they judge your entry also. So if you
sounds like
if you want to
high school dry rub. What?
All right, Glenn.
Wait, just keep going. Don't even stop.
So the what we do is we baste it a little bit with our barbecue sauce, and then warm it up a little bit before we turn it into the judges, or before the judges come around to your booth. You have to turn in a box to it's kind of a blind entry that you turn in first, and then you have 3 sets of judges that come around to your booth and taste your ribs, and then you're judged on all four of those, and so turning your sauce in, you're taking a little bit of a gamble, unless it's just a fabulous sauce and everybody likes it. So, everybody's got a different taste. Some like it hot, some of them like it sweet, so it's, you take a pretty big gamble doing that.
I'm watching a barbecue showdown right now, and everybody's all about Melissa Cookston doesn't like things too hot. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So,
Now, how long does it take you?
Our next contest, we're doing
your sauce.
Gosh, you got to do fresh for every contest. You got to do it all fresh. So we start prepping up a week out. We probably won't make we won't put the dry rub together till probably the night before we leave. Usually the contests are Friday, Saturday. So we try to, if it's one we travel to, we're traveling on a Thursday, we'll put it together on a Wednesday, or when we get down there on Thursday, set up, then we prep up everything. But you want it as fresh as you can get it. And, back when we first started, we were saving everything and using it again, and that just doesn't work. So we learned the hard way. You just have to. You have to.
Well, that's how I've learned most things in life, but those lessons really do actually help you. For sure.
I'm fascinated with great barbecue, and I don't think there's too many places in the country that come up to the level of Memphis. Whether it's a dry rub, a wet rub, a combination.
No offense to our listeners in other parts of barbecue country. Yeah.
Wow.
We don't need to start
hey, take offense and invite Glenn and I to come do a show there and change my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Glenn. Come on. You
know, those, like a TV show, it'd all just be like, that's great.
Oh, yeah. But are you guys going outside of the state to compete as well, or is it just strictly you're staying in Memphis and maybe the surrounding area?
Oh, we were in Mississippi a couple of weeks ago at a contest.
I'm sorry.
And, it was Water Valley, Mississippi. It's a great contest. It's small, but they put on a great contest. We were there, and we are going to the Big Pig Jig, which is in Georgia.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody deserves a beer for thinking up that name. I love that.
Yeah.
Big Pig Jig. Oh.
Yeah. Guy by the name of Myron Dixon. Dixon is you've seen him on the barbecue channel. He does whole hog. He put that one together down in his hometown in Georgia, and it's not quite as big as Memphis and May, but they'll have 100 teams down there easy doing that. Probably it's about the last one of the year. But,
nice.
That's in November. That's in November.
Wow.
Now, do you have your own traveling rig that you bring? Did you guys build that out, or did you buy something that
we got a lot of questions
reasonably assembled?
Maybe you bought it at the the Bass Pro Shop, right?
Yeah, they had a fish barbecue before they sold it.
Yeah. We bought a trailer and kind of renovated it and fixed it up and
nice.
And did that. We even put a little air conditioning unit on the top because it gets a little warm sometimes. But but
really out in the southern, smoking foods. Yeah.
There you go.
But what I do now, guys, what I do is I let my son and my grandson and a couple of others pull that rig and take it where we're going. And I take my camper, my RV, and I just drive it and stay in it. So
I love that comfort. Absolutely.
Upscale. Yeah. So
now, what was that city that you mentioned in Mississippi that you went to?
That was Water Valley, Mississippi.
Okay.
And
how does Water Valley, Mississippi compare to Sulphur, Louisiana? Because I've been to Sulphur.
I've never been to Sulphur, but Water Valley is a small town. It's about 2 hours south of Memphis on I-55. It's got a real nice downtown area. They've got a little Central Park there. They do a big show down there. They got rock and roll bands and country bands while they're down there. They block off all the streets and
nice.
It's really a great venue for a barbecue contest. And
love it.
I always go down a day.
Yeah.
I go down a day early just to hang out. So
I love it. All right, I got a couple of questions around how some of this stuff works. If there's a couple of hundred people entering into like ribs, how do the judges taste everything without dying? Maybe are they combining it with an all-you-can-eat food kind of contest? They bring in those guys that
like wine, Glenn.
Yeah,
it's like wine. You take a bite, spit it out.
Is that how that works?
I'm kidding.
Wayne? No, but for real, how do you judge this barbecue and what's that process like? And when you're creating these ribs or your chicken, what are the marks you're trying to hit?
Well, you got to have taste, and that's something you have to on a rib. Let me take a rib. On a rib, they do a pull test. So you pull it apart.
Right.
And if it stays on the bone, instead of just falling off, then you've got a pretty good piece of rib and then they look at the bark on it to see how your bark is. They pull it off and taste it a little bit to see how that is tasting and how it looks. And then when they bite into it, if you leave a mark and it doesn't fall apart, then you've got a pretty darn good rib there, and you can score pretty high on it. But a lot of it is how the judge themselves really taste the rib, and how it's presented. You put it in a little it's usually a styrofoam to go little thing that you put it in. You can't decorate it up anymore. You used to be able to garnish and really make it look cool, but now you just put it in the box and you make it look pretty uniform. We cut ours with an electric knife just to keep everything square. Yeah. And we stack them up and send them in, clean the box up, and just send it on in, and hopefully you get a good score. Now that's on the blind. When they come to your booth, you have a booth table and you have it set up, and what we do is we serve a whole rib. We bring it out and set it on the table on a chopping board,
right?
And single rib, and then we break it by hand in front of them to show that it has that. It's just done at the right temperature, and then we let them taste it and do what they want to do with it. We give them a little bottle of water to wash it down. Then we tell them a bunch of we stretch the truth about how we make it and where our sauce came from.
You're just able to fully communicate your messaging.
I love it. Storytelling.
We had a few things. Yeah. And then if you've had a few of these before that, you really get the story going and make it real interesting. So
all right. So
I don't know if we
go on.
I don't know if we've ever told the same story or not, but I'm going to have to start recording them just to make sure we've got some consistency.
No. Never record anything that's evidence. No. Never put anything in writing or recorded. No.
You're right. Yeah.
Ask Glenn. We've already been hit with subpoenas for this show.
I know that may or may not have something to do with those 14 attorney generals, but we're not allowed to talk about that part of it. Wait, so when you're doing ribs and chicken at Memphis in May versus other events, how many racks of ribs, how many chickens, how much stuff are you actually doing? Because you're not just taking care of the judges and your team, you're taking care of people at the event.
Well, Glenn, I'm glad you brought that up. Memphis in May is a little more unique than some of the other contests, but being the president of the Memphis Hotel Lodging Association, I've got just about every hotelier in the town down there, and other people. But this last Memphis in May, we fed on the first night, which was a Thursday. The judging is always on Saturday, but opens up on a Thursday. We fed about 250 people. So we started cooking ribs
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wow.
Yeah. So Thursday, Friday are the nights that we entertain some folks.
Right.
And then Friday night we start getting real serious for Saturday's judging and get everything prepped up and ready to go. And but Thursday's usually our big night. There's about 250 people come through the buffet line there that we had.
Nice.
And we were a little shorthanded. I had to get my wife and some folks that have worked with me in hotels, some salespeople and other folks to come and help. And it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. On Friday, we served about 100 people on Friday, and
wow.
had that going Friday, and then Saturday after the judging, you're about ready to go home. So you try not to bring anybody through your booth on on Saturday afternoon.
So I get it. Right. You're probably freaking exhausted by then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You got to be absolutely exhausted then. Now, my question is adult beverages and what type and how much are involved?
Everything you could imagine is out there that you want. We have wine, beer. Usually you get a beer sponsor and they give you a brand and you get somebody to bring you a couple of cases of wine or whatever you want. And
there you go.
But you've got we get some sponsors of our booth.
Yeah.
We get some sponsors and some people that we trade them some things for sponsorship where they can come out to the booth and have a good time and do some things. And
that's freaking awesome.
I invited Glenn to come out. You need to come out also and do your show. From our booth in Memphis in May. And we could make
great.
Yeah, Wayne, I'm so excited to do this. And like I said, I want to help with the team and do all of that kind of stuff like that. So I'm totally 100% in on this.
Yeah, we both are. We can make that happen.
If you have the dates already, just let me know because I want to make that plan block off my calendar. This is something I've been wanting to do forever because Wayne, as we talked about, I love doing barbecue. I love smoking stuff, but I got a Traeger. It's a pellet grill. So I'm cheating in the worst sense. And the ribs come out great. Everything I do, pulled pork, it all comes out great. But I want to get more connected with, the fire part of it and the really understanding of it. So how did you get into learning about all of that and, figuring out the right type of wood and making sure it all works?
Well, I got started in this. It's kind of a family thing. Every Labor Day, and I've got it coming up here in a couple of weeks. We had a family reunion. It's our 71st family reunion. And we barbecue chicken, and the reason we do chicken is my grandfather in Indiana raised chickens, so he would for a family reunion he would have chicken for a family, and we cooked them on one of these old flat top grills that was made out of 2 trash cans and a wire mesh screen. You pile them up on the screen and you put another screen and you hand flip them over. You don't flip each one individually, but you flip them over.
No, right.
I got to telling my buddy that down at Silky Sullivan down.
Right.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. And I got to tell my buddy at Silky Sullivan's that and that's how we got to talking about doing Memphis in May when I said that at the beginning. So that's why they put me in charge of chicken. So that's how that happened. But on the woods, you can go talk to other people. There are some guys, some teams that will share things with you and tell you, what you need to be doing, what wood type you need, and how to do your rub and what works for them. There are some people you don't want to believe what they tell you. It depends on how you came in the last time. If you came in ahead of them, they're not going to tell you anything. So you experiment with it and read about it. The gentleman I was telling you about, Myron Dixon, he layers his wood in his smoker. He does several. He'll use cedar. He'll use peach and he layers different woods at different times that burn down. And it's kind of I haven't really gotten that technical yet, but somehow he layers them and they burn down at a certain time period and work pretty well. But we use on chicken. We typically.
Hey, sorry, we got this weird
use a fruit.
Sorry about that. Yeah, go on, Wayne.
On chicken, we typically use a fruit tree of some sort, and then peach is good. I like using apple wood on just about anything, and then we do use mesquite on some pork and some. You like steaks? Sometimes we do some steak items, and we'll use that on the beef items. But,
Well,
but it's you just always have to be on, looking at what people are doing and what's working and what tastes good, and work out of that way. We use a Stumps gravity smoker, and you build your charcoal in a kind of like a chimney in the back of it, and then you put your wood in the bottom of that chimney, and it burns down on that wood, and it creates a real good taste on the wood. And then sometimes when we get in a hurry, we use a backwood smoker. It's a little bit faster, and the charcoal, the fire's in the bottom of it rather than out on the side that flows through it on the stump smoker, but on the gravity smoker.
All right, hold on. I'm doing this.
My sons are all trying to get me.
Oh my God, Glenn, we don't have a producer.
There you go.
Brought it up. Good for you.
I know. It was yeah. So which one do you guys have? Do you know?
Yeah. Go to the top there. It's the one top in kind of, I think the one in the I've got two of those. It's in the middle there. So
the stretch.
No, the one on top of that.
The XL baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
We do two of them. We can get a ton of ribs in there. Some butts and shoulders, and just
that's amazing.
Just get it going.
$4,800, Glenn.
The charcoal. The charcoal will burn. The charcoal will burn all day in those things. It's just unbelievable. That's where you dump the charcoal in, right there. And it'll burn all day.
So how do you regulate the heat part of it? Because I want to keep it at 225, for example, right? And how do you keep it from like being really high and then really low? And how much attention to detail are you focused on here? And by the way, yes, I do want to go to the ice cream man who's in my street right now driving by. If you can hear that. Oh, he's going down.
You didn't run out the door already.
Oh, damn it. Missed it. Wayne, sorry.
That's all right. You've got what's called a guru, and you put that on. It's got a little fan built in. If you click down to the bottom again, you stick the fan in that side, to the side of it. You put the fan in there, right, and then you have these probes that you run down the chimney, and you put a probe on one of the grills. And then you've got a couple other probes that you can put in some meats. And what I do is one on the bottom, one on the top, kind of in the middle to the back. Yeah. And that tells you that will regulate the temperature. It will turn the fan on to push air through it and regulate your temperature, just like an oven in that big smoker. And we've got about 4 of those things that we keep and move around, put them on different grills. I've got one that you can put on your phone and walk off, and it'll tell you, it'll give you an alert if your temperature goes up or down, whatever it does. So
wow, that's pretty wild. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a look at this monster over here.
So, Wayne, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
What are entrance fees like? And is there like a maintenance routine that you guys go through before each contest to make sure your equipment is being optimized and you can, really perform at these events?
On our smoker, we will clean that smoker after every contest, and it's part of what we go through. There are some days, I got to tell you, we just roll it back on the darn trailer and bring it home and do it. But most of the time, we try to do it there while it takes a little while for the judging to calculate all the scores depending on the size of the contest. So they'll you got a little time to clean things up, but we clean it out, wipe it out, get it ready for the next time. And you know, it's being a hotel background, it's like the clean as you go when you're working in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I've had to tell my sons and my friends and their friends who are all on our team now, you know, this is what we got to. That's why my old boss gets a little ticked at me. He's like, we're going to clean this up before we go home. So, you put all, you just clean it all up, put it up, and then you're ready to go for the next one. Of course, we go over it when we get there and make sure there's nothing that we missed or you want to have a good piece of equipment to do your contest with. On fees, they're all over the place, but
I'll bet.
But for like the big pig jig, it's about for the entry fee, it's about $1,200. But then you have all your expenses getting there and your food expenses and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
For Memphis in May, and remember, Memphis in May is the World Championship barbecue cooking contest.
Right. Totally.
If you win that, you're either going to open a restaurant somewhere, or you're going to sell, or you're going to sell all your recipes to some label company somewhere that's going to, then you can buy it on the shelf. So, you know, there you're looking full in about $4,000 entry fee. And then you're looking at costs on top of that to be to get a pretty good sized booth, and entry fees. You could be somewhere in the range of $15,000 to $20,000 in the Memphis May World Championship barbecue contest.
And
that's why you go out.
And plus the admission fees that they're taking in from everybody coming. And what's that average? I mean, do they break that down into different tiers? Say a VIP gets first round tasting from everybody and a free beer. You know, what do those fees look like for the average person who just wants to attend? They do that, and it depends on what you want. If you want a VIP tour, you want the VIP tents. They've got a couple of those. You're looking at $120 a person for the full VIP treatment. Glenn and I'd pay that all day long.
Then general admission, you're looking at $12. If you walk in off the street, buy a ticket, you're looking at $12. And we do have a section where you have barbecue that you can buy and taste and go through kind of a barbecue experience, a Memphis barbecue experience. The best thing to do is to know someone that's in the contest and come in on a Thursday and Friday and bring a guest and do it that way.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
We're still going to do this. I'm already thinking about how we can make sure we have good internet for the Friday show. You know?
Yeah. No, we'll fly out there. Absolutely. I love that idea. That would be so much fun. Now, you know, Glenn, we have to bring a producer with us.
What was that?
We have to bring a producer with us.
Suzanne was threatening earlier. So
she wins.
I know. Yeah, I don't think Dave's going to be able to make it work. Yeah, Wayne?
You'll have to send me your shirt sizes, and I'll send you one of our team shirts. You can have the team shirt. Awesome. Be right there. Do your podcast from there. It'll be great. And I'll have hoteliers there that you'll just be jam packed with people you can put on your podcast. So.
Yeah. So just send Glenn a XXL. He'll be good with that.
That's to be done. Although Wayne, that
would be his night shirt.
I am putting on all that extra weight for a theatrical performance. I'm planning a one-man show from So
not true. We've got our Broadway opening of Rev Par the Musical, starring Glenn Hausman, Kate Berta, and myself.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for a long time, Wayne. We just haven't been able to share it with anybody. Hey, Craig, why don't you sing us a few bars of the opening number?
Because all the cameras and the internet will break across the world. You know that. I don't even sing in the shower because the water stops. I'm just going to narrate and talk and enunciate. You are singing. Kate is singing. I hope Kate Berta is watching right now because she's sitting at home going, I am in the play. Yes. Rev Par the Musical coming to Broadway. Kind of soon.
I've got to have tickets to that. Yeah.
Free passes. No problem. Wayne.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be free. We're gonna have to pay people to come up for that one. Oh my goodness. All right, Wayne. We are about out of time, so we're gonna do this. That's right. Time for the Plug and Blues, the time of the show that you tune in for, where we get to shill whatever we want shamelessly. Wayne, hey, what do you want to promote tonight?
Gosh, I guess just our convention that we had last week, the Southern Lodging Summit, was great, and glad that you were here with us. And
awesome.
Looking forward to next year. And you'll have to come down for this too. Maybe we'll get Glenn to be the duck master on the next go around.
I would love that, man. I'm telling you, that would be a dream come true. Yeah,
I want to see him with the top hat on.
I'll do the
price of admission right there.
All the regalia. Maybe we didn't even talk about the ZZ Top Leonard Skinner concert. We'll have to do that next year. But
3 Minute Thursday.
Maybe I'll reach out to ZZ Top and get one of their jackets or something.
There you go.
Right? That'd be some hot design. Craig,
what do you got? David Lee Roth's jacket. Okay.
No. Craig, what are you promoting tonight?
Hey, do you have that graphic that I sent you a couple of weeks ago? Is that uploaded? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I ever got it, and then you never resent it or something. So
I probably never resent it because I know you had it at one point in time. But anyhow, okay, we just dropped the second part of the hotel construction development pipeline for the United States, me and Bruce Ford. We got part 3 coming up next month. And then after that, we're borrowing Glenn's jet and we're going global with the hospitality development pipeline. Yeah. Producer Danny and I are getting ready for our 10th season of Click Connect, our interview show where we focus on the California hotel market. And last but not least,
Craig, you've been silenced. He's
March
been
5th and 6th of 2025 at the Westin Long Beach. We will have a lodging conference special. The prices will never be lower. It'll be for about 2 weeks, and then the prices are going up to the early bird special. So come see Glenn. Come see me. Wayne, if you want to come to California for our conference, you got a comp ticket. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, Wayne, he likes to do that for people to make up for the indignity of having to appear on this program. So
exactly.
We really get it. Yeah. As for me, I don't know. I got nothing to promote today. I'm home for the next couple of weeks.
The world's coming to a stop.
I would like to.
Just fell off its axis.
I would like to promote no political issues in Taiwan since my son is there now until November 16th. So I'll promote world peace until he comes home. From there, then hey, then you go at it.
He used to play basketball for the Lakers. You know that.
Who? My son?
No, World Be Peace.
Wow.
Oh. He changed his name, right? Yeah.
To World Be Peace after he got thrown out of Indiana for fighting in the audience.
Yeah, right. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy that also choked his coach, was he? No, that was somebody.
I think he was.
Right.
I think he was. Then he came to the Lakers. And, Hollywood.
Oh my God! Hey, we all love Hollywood. It was great seeing everybody tonight. Wayne, you are an awesome.
Thank you, Wayne.
Awesome guest.
No.
Thanks all for being here. We'll see you next week right back here on the one and only Friday night.
Aloha. Don't talk